seven-headed dragon, a beast rising from the sea, a final war between good and evil. This isn't just fiction, it's from the book of Revelation. For centuries, it's been seen as the most mysterious book in the Bible. But in the next 10 minutes, you'll understand why it was written, what it means, and why it still matters. Let's get into it. Around 95 AD, a man named John, traditionally identified as the Apostle John, was exiled on the Roman prison island of Patmos for his faith. There, he receives a stunning vision of the risen Jesus Christ, who tells him to write down what he sees. What he writes isn't just about predicting the future. The name Revelation comes from the Greek word apocalypsis, which means an unveiling. The book unveils Jesus as the true king of the world and pulls back the curtain on the spiritual battle behind human history. It uses wild symbols and visions to explain reality from God's perspective. Jesus begins with 7 letters to real first-century churches in modern-day Turkey. Each letter has a message that applies to Christians in any era. He tells Ephesus, "You work hard, but you've lost your first love." He encourages Smyrna, "Stay faithful even when persecuted." He warns Pergamum, "Stop compromising with the culture." And he calls out Laodicea, "You're lukewarm, neither hot nor cold." The point is clear. Jesus cares about the health of his church right now. He sees our strengths and our failures, and he calls us to stay faithful. John is then transported into God's throne room. He sees God on the throne, surrounded by flashes of lightning and thunder. It's the control room of the universe. In God's hand is a scroll sealed with 7 seals, containing the story of how history will be brought to its conclusion. But no one in heaven or on earth is worthy to open it. John weeps until he sees the Lamb. This is Jesus, who looks like he was slain, yet is standing alive. He alone is worthy to open the scroll because he conquered sin and death. The moment Jesus takes the scroll, all of heaven erupts in worship. This scene is the foundation for everything else. Jesus has the authority to bring God's plan to completion. As Jesus opens the seals, judgment unfolds. The first 4 release the 4 horsemen, symbolizing conquest, war, famine, and death. The 6th seal unleashes a great earthquake and cosmic disturbances. Next, 7 angels blow 7 trumpets, bringing plagues that echo the Exodus: hail and fire, poisoned waters, and demonic locusts. Finally, 7 bowls of God's wrath are poured out, the final, most intense judgments on unrepentant evil, culminating in the greatest earthquake in human history. But through it all, the book repeats a tragic detail. Many people still refuse to repent. The judgments reveal the hardness of the human heart and God's justice against evil. John is now shown the spiritual source of all evil, a great dragon who Revelation 12 explicitly identifies as that ancient serpent who is called the devil and Satan. The dragon gives power to 2 allies. First is the beast from the sea, a global political and military power that demands worship and persecutes God's people. Second is the beast from the earth, also called the false prophet. He performs deceptive signs to make the world worship the first beast. Together, they are a satanic counterfeit of the Trinity. They force everyone to receive a mark to participate in their economic system. This mark isn't about technology, it's about allegiance. It stands in direct contrast to the seal that God places on his own people. The ultimate question is, whose are you? Just when things look their worst, heaven opens. Jesus returns not as a gentle lamb, but as a warrior king on a white horse with eyes of fire to judge and make war against evil. The beast and the false prophet are captured and thrown into the lake of fire. Their armies are defeated by the sword from the mouth of Christ, his powerful word. John then sees an angel bind Satan and throw him into an abyss for 1,000 years, a period where Christ reigns. After a final, brief rebellion, Satan himself is thrown into the lake of fire forever. Then comes the great white throne judgment. The dead are raised, the books of their lives are opened, and anyone whose name is not found in the Lamb's book of life faces the second death, final separation from God. But the story doesn't end with judgment. The old, broken creation passes away, and God makes a new heaven and a new earth. The New Jerusalem descends from heaven. The city is described as a perfect cube of impossible size, with streets of gold and foundations of precious stones. It needs no sun because the glory of God is its light. And here is the climax of the entire Bible. God himself will live with his people. Revelation 21 says he will wipe every tear from their eyes. Death shall be no more, neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain anymore. The curse of sin is gone. The tree of life from the Garden of Eden is restored. Paradise isn't just restored, it's perfected. This is the destiny of those whose names are written in the Lamb's Book of Life. The Book of Revelation is a message of hope. It promises that no matter how chaotic the world seems, God is in control and justice will prevail. It's a warning that evil has an expiration date, and it's an assurance that God's victory is final. Jesus came first, as the Lamb who was slain for our sin. He is coming back as the Lion who will rule as King. The question isn't if he will win, he already has. The only question is, are you on his side? If this breakdown was helpful, subscribe for more videos that make the Bible clear and powerful. And remember, Jesus is coming. Be ready.